Hey guys, this is Ace Archer with my good friends Grateful Buster and Trainer Ray. What we're going to do is we're going to do a walkthrough guide on how to play the Pokemon trading card game. We've got a few scenarios to show just so you can understand like the different rules, and we're going to do a practice battle to show you the rules when you're battling. So we got a card here. And as you can see, it is a Pikachu, official mascot, unofficial mascot, I should say, of Pokemon. At the top, we've got the HP, and we got the type of the Pokemon. This one being an electric type. We got the illustrated art. We've also got the moves of the Pokemon. We've also got the weakness down here. And we've got the retreat cost and a little bit of information about the Pokemon himself. Now, with Pokemon, there's always type advantages and disadvantages. So, let's say we've got Pikachu, and then we've got Sandshrew. Sandshrew is a ground type, and as you can see from Pikachu's weakness, he's weak to ground type moves. So let's say Sandshrew used Slash. Instead of doing 40, like it says on Pikachu's card, it would do ×2, meaning it would do 80 damage, and with Pikachu's HP, he would be knocked out. With certain Pokemon, you can actually evolve. So let's say Ducklet. Now, a Ducklet, if you evolve, you put the evolve card on top of the basic. So Ducklet into Swanna. Again, Swanna having the disadvantage to electric, Pikachu would be super effective in a way. But as you can see here, there's a resistance on Swanna, a resistance to ground types. So, unlike with Pikachu, Sandshrew, instead of doing 80 with Slash, -20 resistance, he would only do 20 damage to Swanna. Now, some Pokemon have abilities which you can see here. It has a red writing as the the big fonted words. Abilities can be used. Sometimes they can be used as active. Sometimes they can be used as when they're on the bench. Some specify, but sometimes you just got to use common sense to see what, if it would work on the bench or if it would work as an active. Some of these abilities can really assist you. Some of them can sometimes assist your opponent. It depends on what card you use. They all have different abilities. Some have none at all. With energies, Pokemon need energies to actually do these attacks. So, as you can see with Sandshrew, his Slash move requires 1 ground type energy, and these white energy balls show that you can use any energy you want. So let's say you have a ground energy and let's say 2 waters. Sandshrew, because of the energy cost, can actually use Slash. But let's say we had 2 waters and then a psychic. He wouldn't be able to do Slash. The most he'd be able to do is roll out because it's, 1 colourless energy. With trainer cards can be used, again, to help either you or your opponent. It depends on the card. There are different ones. You have the normal item cards, this one being Energy Search. Normal item cards you can use as many as you want, as often as you like. And with these ones, they're called Pokemon tools. You attach these to the Pokemon. Some can add energies, some can maximize HP. Some of them can just knock out other Pokemon sometimes. A Pokemon tool can only one can be attached to a Pokemon at a time. but there is one ability where you can have 4 on one Pokemon. With supporter cards are like characters in mostly like the games and the anime. You got the professors, you got like the side characters and stuff like that. They can be really beneficial to you. Some of them can rebuild your hand, some of them can discard your opponents, some of them can even get energies back from the discard pile. Finally, on the items, you've got stadium cards. Stadium cards can only one can be used in play at a time, and they usually tend to help both players. Some of them, both players can flip a coin for an extra card. Some of them, it's sort of like you put an energy on and it does 20 damage to the Pokemon. They can help, but sometimes it just depends on which one you use for which deck. Right, that is all the basics about the cards themselves. We'll go into a practice battle just to show you how what the rules are and how to proceed with battles themselves. Welcome back to the walkthrough guide on how to play the Pokemon trading card game with Ace Archer and Trainer Ray. Great Bullbuster on the camera.
Hello guys.
So
hello.
What we're going to do is we're going to show you the game mats, what the different places mean, and basically the normal rules on how to play the Pokemon trading card game during a battle. Trainer A, would you like to point out like the different parts of the mat?
Okay. Right now right here we've got the active Pokemon, which will be which a Pokemon can attack. Now if a Pokemon is not on the active Pokemon, then it can't do any attack, but it can use an ability depending on whether it specifies whether it has to be the active Pokemon or not. Yeah. On the bench, this is where all your bench Pokemon go, obviously. You can have up to 5 at max, and obviously none of them could do attacks. Prize cards here, there'll be 6 cards in each slot here. Every time you kill a Pokemon or faint, you will get a certain prize card by your choice, whichever one. But if that card is an EX, then you get to take 2. And right here we got the discard pile where all cards used or fainted will go here, but if you want them back, then there's certain cards that can bring them back. And finally the deck, which is obvious, where every turn you will pick up a card at the start.
Just on what Trainer Ray has just said, with Pokemon EX cards, they have a thing at the bottom that says, you know, when this Pokemon EX is knocked out, you get 2 prize cards. And as Trainer Ray said, you know, the aim of the game, get all your prize cards before your opponent, and you know, that's the way to win.
And have fun at the same time.
Yeah. Also, another way to win is if your opponent runs out of cards to draw, then it's an automatic forfeit. So sometimes players do that. They'll make your opponent discard until they just have no more cards to use.
Yes.
Or if you don't have any Pokemon on your bench.
Yeah. If you run out of Pokemon on your bench, let's say we started.
Yep.
Trainer Ray had 5 Pokemon. 1 as active, 4 on the bench. I only had 1 Pokemon as my active, none on the bench. If he gets rid of that active Pokemon, and in the turns I don't get any basic Pokemon to put on the bench, then I've lost. I'm out of usable Pokemon, and he wins automatically.
No matter how many prize cards I've got.
Yeah. Right. So we'll get on with a practice battle.
Yes.
So first thing first, you find out who's going first.
Yes. So
at the start, flip a coin. Either player guesses which one it will land on. And obviously we've got heads here and tails where the Pokeball symbol is. So, would you like to flip?
Yep. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Right.
Okay, so I was wrong. So Ace Archer would go first.
By the way, all the special conditions such as asleep, burned, confused, paralysed, poisoned, they're all on the side of the mat. Also, you've got parts of the turns. If you're a new player and you need to know how turns work. Also, Pokemon trading card game usually comes with counters, but because we haven't got any handy and usually we don't bring them in, we try to memorise how much HP has been taken or how much HP we've got left. But at one point I will bring in my counters and we will try and use them.
Yeah.
Right, let's get on with the game. I draw my hand, you draw yours.
Yeah.
And
So how many cards do you have to draw first?
we have to draw 7
1, 2,
and check
3,
if there's
4,
any
5,
basics
6,
before
7.
anything else.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you don't have any basics, you have to put the hand back into the deck, and the other opponent gets to draw 1 extra card.
Yep. So I've got a basic. I've also got one on my bench.
Same
So
here.
before they start the game, they put their cards upside down so they don't know which cards each person's got.
And now, if we're all set, we add our prize cards. We add
Which
6
are
prize
6
cards.
prize cards. As you can see, there's squares on the prize card section.
4, 5, 6. Now, we're not allowed to see these prize cards until we win them.
Unless there's a card that specialises that you can see your prize cards,
yeah,
which
there
I
is.
have in
Yeah.
one of my decks.
Yeah, you do. And Dan used it in the first video.
Yep.
Right, we flip over our cards and the battle will begin.
And Ace Archer goes first, as he won the coin toss.
I did indeed. Right, I draw a card first off. I take a look at my hand and I can either attach energies or I can use items or evolve Pokemon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Great Ball, an item card. So I look at the top 7 cards, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in those 7 cards, I choose a Pokemon, if there are any, and then show it to my opponent, add it to my hand, and then shuffle the other 6 cards back into my deck. Like so. Okay. And now I'm going to add that Pokemon onto the bench, and then I'm going to attach energy to it. I'm going to use Hue, so both players either discard or draw cards until they have 5.
Okay.
So I draw 2 more.
Okay.
And Trainer A discards 2 of his. Now we both have 5 cards. I can't attack on my first turn. Neither player can. So I end and pass the turn on to Trainer A.
So I draw. Any basics can be straight down. Touch an energy. Can't attack first turn. So I end.
Okay, I draw. I put Usher onto the bench. I attach an energy to Swaddle. I'm going to now, with the retreat cost of 1 energy, 1 colourless energy, I retreat Swaddle and bring on Crogonal. Now I'm going to use Call Sign. Call Sign lets me look for a water type Pokemon in my deck and add it to my hand. So, let's have a look. See what I can find. That's the one. Samurott. Add it to my hand. And now that it's technically an attack, even if I don't do any damage, it still counts as an attack. So, I end.
Draw.
Yeah, once you attack or do a type of attack, you end your turn immediately. You can't do any more item cards, support cards, or energy cards.
Okay, Charging Horn does 10, and it says flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 10 more damage plus the 20.
No, it does 20 more damage.
Oh yeah.
So it heads, so he does 30 damage.
Yep.
And because he attacked, he ends his turn immediately.
Yep.
My go. Right. Now I'm going to use Rare Candy. Because I have Oshawott on the bench, I can immediately skip the first evolution, which is do what, and go straight to the final evolution, Samurott. Next, I'm going to use Energy Retrieval to get my water energy back from this cupboard. Energy Retrieval lets you get up to 2 energy cards from your discard pile and add them to your hand. I did, but then I put it onto Samurai immediately. I'm going to use Call Sign one more time and search for a water Pokemon. And I think it's either that one.
And while he's doing that, sometimes when you're looking for your deck, it's always good. If you know what cards you do have in your deck, you know what cards you have in your prize cards at the same time.
So I choose Snova. Put Snova onto the bench, and I end my turn.
Draw. Energy. Use Guillotine, which does 60, you've already taken 30 damage.
And that is because he has 3 energy cards.
Cryogonal goes to the discard pile, and Trainer Ray gets a prize card.
Which I already picked up.
Right. I draw. And now I'm going to bring on... I'm going to bring on Heracross. By the way, some of these cards, some of them are quite new, some of them are very, very old. Sometimes they have different weakness, like attributes. So you look at Pinsir. Pinsir's got a weakness of Fire Energy ×2, whereas Heracross, it says Fire Energy +20. Because of the new rules, it's ×2 still. There's no drawbacks to old cards. You just got to try and
Remember.
yeah. So I'm going to evolve Snova into a Bomb Snow. I'm going to attach another energy to Samurot's. I'm going to use Energy Retrieval to bring back another Water Energy from my discard pile.
Take it, you ain't got 1 energy card.
Yep. And I end.
Draw. Let's see. Okay, Guillotine. You're on 20.
I am on 20. My go?
Yep.
Draw. So I've got. I'm going to attach another energy to Samurott, and I'm going to end.
Draw.
So far, Ace Archer is now getting Samurott leveled up with his energy cards, so he can finish Trainer A in 1 attack by the looks of it.
Okay.
While you can do a D turn while I talk.
Okay. Purple.
And while Trainer A is still using Pinsir and hasn't put any other energies on any of his bench Pokemon, so at the moment, Trainer A is at a disadvantage if Pinsir gets destroyed.
Okay. Guillotine, so
Heracross is out.
they fainted and I'll get a prize card.
By the way, as Greg was talking, Trainer A uses Pokeball. You flip a coin. If heads, he can search his deck for a Pokemon. If tails, it does nothing. A lot of
he
cards.
had tails.
Yeah, a lot of cards have that effect where it's if heads, it happens. If tails, it does nothing.
And by the looks of it, Trainer A has 2 prize cards, and
Ace.
Ace Archer has 6 prize cards left still.
So I draw. I bring on Samurott, as predicted by Gray.
Yep. I know him too well.
I attach an energy to a Bomb Snow. Now I'm going to use Surf. Surf does 80 damage to a 70 HP Pinsir, knocking out Pinsir, and I get my first prize card.
No, when a Pokemon's knocked out, all the energies attached to it go with it to the discard pile.
Yes, and that includes tools as well, as I was said in the previous video.
Okay, so I draw.
And because he hasn't been putting energies on his bench Pokemon, he's now only got a weak attack on his
Evolve.
actual active Pokemon.
Energy.
So now he's got to use that as a wall, pretty much.
Stun Spore. Flip a coin if heads, if any Pokemon is now paralysed.
Okay. And that's heads.
And heads. So that means
I
he
can't attack.
can't
or
attack or retreat in his next turn,
Right. I draw.
unless he has a card that allows him to switch his Pokemon with his bench Pokemon.
Yes,
And all
yes.
effects disappear off that Pokemon.
So I'm going to attach an energy to a Bomb Snow. I'm going to use Pokemon Communication. I get a Pokemon from my hand, put it at the top of my deck, search my deck for another Pokemon, then add it to my hand. So I'm gonna go for. It's a tough choice. A lot of decks have a different variety of Pokemon. Some are good, some are bad. You know, some of them in like structure decks, which are the ones you buy straight from the shops. Some of them have deliberately put in weaker Pokemon, so you got more of a choice to take Pokemon out to add Pokemon in, and that's really good. If you edit your decks as much as possible, try and find the perfect strategy, because if you find that, then you'll find that you lose very rarely.
And a good way to get a load of Pokemon cards is by buying tins.
Yep. So I put Tornado CX onto the bench. I've already put an NG on a Bossa, have I not?
Yes, you have.
Yes, I have. So I'm paralysed.
So you can't attack.
I end, and now my paralysis is no longer active.
So I draw. Energy. That has not taken any damage yet.
Not yet.
So end.
Okay.
Surprisingly, he hasn't done Stun Ball again to event the attack.
I think Trainer Ray is up to his
Old tricks.
Yep. Trainer Ray is he's one of these trainers that's a man of few words, but he's really good. He's beating me in grey just as many times as we've faced each other on video.
Definitely.
Thank
Right.
you for the compliment.
You're welcome. It's true. So Surf does 80 damage to a 50 HP Petalil. Actually, it does 60 because of resistance.
Yes.
But nevertheless, I get a prize card, and now Trainer Ray, unless he gets another basic Pokemon to put on his bench.
And he's learned from his mistake to have more energies on the Pokemon from the bench.
So I draw. Touch an energy. I will do double slap. Does 50. Flip 2 coins. Does 20 more damage for each head.
Okay.
If I can actually keep it on the table.
When the coin goes off the table, we just pick it back up and flip again.
Trainer Ray is renowned for doing that.
Well, we all are, to be fair.
Heads? Yeah, we are.
So that's 70 damage.
70 damage. Okay, so Samurott has actually lost half its HP. It's on 70 HP left. So I draw. I'm going to use Charon, so I draw 3 cards. I'm going to put basic Chikorita onto the bench. Sometimes the bench is quite small. You can only usually fit about 4 Pokemon if you're lucky.
Or 5.
So when you're adding the 5th Pokemon, you can have a maximum of 5 on the bench, by the way. It's best to either move your discard pile to the side and use that space there, or if you've already gotten a few prize cards, use that space. Right, I'm going to attach an energy to Tornado CX. Samurott is going to use Surf, so Granbull is only on 20 HP left.
Yeah.
It is your go.
Draw. Another Pokeball.
You need a heads.
Yep. Tails.
And
Unlucky.
So I use 2 potions.
So that's
60.
That's 60 HP back. So Granbull has now, instead of only having 20 HP, has only taken 20 damage.
So I've already done 70 damage to you. So I'll do double stomp, another 50. If I get 1 heads out of 2, you're dead. So if this one's a heads.
50-50 chance.
Heads. So Samurott is gone.
And
Well
the
done.
prize card.
And Adam, with that attack, is now back in the lead with 3 prize cards left and Ace Archer with 4.
Right, so I draw. Tornado CX is now my active Pokemon.
And he's kind of, if he doesn't play it right, might be making a mistake, as an EX can lose 2 prize cards.
Whalmer. And now I'm going to use Windfall. So I shuffle my hand back to my deck, then draw 6 cards.
It's not bad to get a nice fresh deck for his next turn.
Well, nice fresh hand. Same thing.
Same thing.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And because he's used that move, he ends his turn.
I do.
So draw. Got a basic.
Oh my god, I got the same.
And then door
What was
stamp.
that? You had the same hand.
70.
Hang on, redo that because it hit the deck and
Okay.
yeah, it was on the slant. Tails?
50.
70. Okay, so Tornado CX is now on 110.
Yeah.
Right, I draw. Right.
Wait, does it have any weakness or
No
resistance?
weakness or resistance to this type.
Fairy type.
Oh, this is a new type, by the way. Fairy type. It's on the game, pretty good. On the card game, it's only new, so there's only a few fairy types at the moment. But I have a feeling that it could be one of the best types they've made. So I'm going to attach. I'm going to add Cottony to my bench first off. Then I'm going to. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attach energy to Tornado CX, but then I'm going to retreat to bring on a
Very
Bomber Snow.
interesting.
Now, a Bomber Snow, I'm going to activate its Poke Body, which is basically a Poke ability, but a very old card. Basically, when a Bomber Snow is your active Pokemon, all my Pokemon, including himself, the attack damage is reduced by 20. So let's say you did Headbutt, it would only do 10.
Okay.
Right, now I'm going to use below 0. You are on 80, now you're on 20. You'll go.
As he does 60 damage.
Draw.
Indeed.
Okay. Double stamp.
Okay,
Oh,
Tails.
50.
So
50.
it actually does 30.
Oh yeah.
So I draw. Okay.
So the bonus note is now on 70.
Evolve into Whimsicott. And now a Bomber Snow is going to use below 0 and Gramble is out.
And now it's
Right.
even.
Yep, it's even, but at the moment, I'm not saying it to be smug, but at the moment there's a real
Draw.
a real advantage at the moment. But anything can happen in these. Draw. Right. Gonna attach energy to Whimsicott. That to be
Yeah.
honest, I think I'm gonna just use below 0, does 60 to a 30 HP combi. That's your last usable Pokemon. Therefore, I win.
As you can see, still got 2 prize cards, but because I've got no more Pokemon on my bench or my active, it's game.
Yeah, that's a game, but good game.
Good game.
Good game nonetheless. Right, so what we're going to do is next few videos we're going to try and get Dan back. We'll try and do a tag battle. See if that works.
And maybe a triple battle.
Yeah, triple battle between myself, Trainer Ray, and Gray. We've developed a good idea of how to do a triple battle. So thank you for watching. I hope this walkthrough guide, both videos, have helped understand how to play the game more. I hope you enjoy our videos even more. Please like and subscribe to both me and Gray. Trainer Ray's trying to get his own channel up.
Having problems at the moment.
Yeah. But yeah, please like, please subscribe, and please keep enjoying our videos. Let us know if there's anything you want us to talk about, or anything you want. You're the watchers, we're the providers. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.